Welcome back to the garage. Today we have an unexpected video of my 1986 or 7 Honda 350D. So let's hop into that. So this thing has not been ran really much over the past 2 years. I actually just had it running for about, well, enough to get it to here. It just died. The Kickstarter's always been messed up. At minimum needs a new battery. I put some gas in it. We made it maybe 100 yards. So I think it's time we go through this thing, get it running right again. Luckily it died right beside a skid loader, so that's going to pick it up, take it over to my house, and then we'll get it in the garage. And we'll start going through this thing, see if we can bring it back to life, because I haven't really needed it in about a year. Well, today's the day I needed it, and it's not happy. I don't blame it, but let's get it going again just like it needs to. So let's get into that. Also, just to add to things, never count out a three-wheeler. You guys that have been with me for a while know these are what I really like. And you guys have seen this. I think it's an 85, 225 DR. Hasn't been run in years. It's not going to start now. First pull. Well, first pull after I drove it over here. But regardless, as much as I'm not a Yamaha guy, these 225s, man, they're resilient. So I'm gonna go do what I need to do, then we'll get that thing to the house. Well, we got the four-wheeler up in the garage here, and as you guys can tell, it is way better lighting. I finally got everything rewired, switched over to LEDs. First thing we're gonna do though, we're gonna get this dang battery out, which, by the looks of it, there's not a whole lot holding it in. I really don't remember how to do it, even though I know I put this battery in here. Good. Because I feel like there should be screws holding this in. I think just the bars holding it in. I really don't remember. But yeah, clearly I'm missing some stuff. If I yanked on that hard enough, it'd probably come out, but I'd like to not break anything since this thing's already in pristine of shapes, you know. So yeah, I'll probably just go ahead, pop bolt out here. We'll get a battery, and we'll come back once we have that done. Because right now, this whole thing's been rebuilt before, not by me, but by an actual shop. And this thing always has, always done this. Where it doesn't actually kick it over. And I'm assuming the gear in there, I think they say you can flip them on these. Maybe I'm thinking of a 200X, and the gears are probably just worn on one side, needs flipped. I'm not taking off this whole side cover to do that. So, I'm going to get a new battery. This thing will work if you take your time with it in a bind. But regardless, currently we know it's a no start issue. My battery charger took a crap, so we're just getting a new battery, start fresh. Go from there, because that battery's been dead for about a year. We've been having a charger on it, making it get along. But if you want my honest opinion of what kills the batteries in something like this is, I think it's this Harbor Freight winch. I never had a battery drain issue before putting it on. After it's on, I've had one ever since. So that's what I think it is. So I'm probably going to unhook that and leave it unhooked. If worst comes to it and I need it in a bind, I'll just touch the wire to the thing. Be happy, hunky-dory, you know. But anyways, enough talking. Let's get this thing apart. Alrighty, rack's flipped, new battery in. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I don't think we're getting fuel, but I'm pretty sure I can hear the fuel pump. Yep, so you can hear it clicking away. Let's kind of look at it. And actually, let's see. Should be a screw in the bottom of the carb. Let's take it out and see if any fuel runs out. So, right up here is my carb. That should be, it's hard to see. Yeah, there's really everything's in your guys' way. But, right here should be the bowl drain. So we're going to pop that out real quick. We'll turn it over. We'll see if this pump right here is actually pumping or not. So when I turned that, you can see the fuel down there on the ground. It did come out that overflow hose, which is a little bit weird. But I don't remember how exactly that thing works, and maybe that's part of it. But let's see if anything more comes out. actually, now I'm sitting here looking. This vent hose that comes off of here, she isn't doing much. I don't know what exactly the point of that is, I guess. Because that goes down back in there. I think it should be hooked onto the carburetor somewhere. What if I just plug that? Oh wait, I need to actually screw that back in before I try something silly. Let me get you guys set up. I'll plug that and we'll see if anything else happens. Alright, so now let's plug that hose off my finger. Let's see what happens. I just actually started feeling it pumping on my finger. So I think we're getting fuel. One thing you guys might have been able to notice there is every time I moved my hand, it seemed like it kind of backfired once it died. It's running okay now, but I'm assuming from what I just did, probably filled the bowl, and then I'm assuming that carb vent, or that vent off of the pump, probably has to go to the carb somewhere, essentially to be a fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to look into that just a little bit more and find out. But yeah, I'm going to dig into that and we'll come back with some answers. Because the way that one runs from that T, I'm assuming is the line that goes to the rear end by the brake. And the other one probably came up to right here. Somebody's messed with all the vent hoses on this thing before. For when they put these stupid snorkels on. So yeah, I'm going to do some research and we'll get back. Alrighty, so I actually looked all over on the internet, and I do have the actual manual for this. This is an 87 Honda 350D. I can't figure out, it does show a line coming off of this, routing somewhere that way. It doesn't show what to. So what I did is I routed to one of the vent hoses on the carburetor, not the drain, but a different vent. I'm just going to leave this off. It just goes to the rear end. I'm not planning on having it under any water this deep. Now I do know too, those all went up into this hose here, that somebody did that when they put the stupid snorkel kit on. There was two of these, one fell off. I don't really run this thing through any mud or anything that's deep, or excessive I should say. But now, I've had it running for a little bit to make sure it wasn't gonna run out of fuel, but now, just so yeah, now it runs good. Ignore that noise. It needs a new chain tensioner. So, but yeah, overall, I guess if you're running the same kind of issue, that's apparently what it is. I'm assuming this T used to go on to whatever this is that went off to somewhere else and probably supplied enough vacuum prior to, but it broke. So I think it's run correctly now. That'll be it. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, hopefully I can actually run this thing around now and do what I need to do.